Go the Ericsson.
Luck, boys.
Obviously, we just want to be careful when we put this main up. Just make sure we don't have any trouble. There was a bag on the propeller last night. Would that stop the propeller shutting and being able to get it up?
Perfect. I think we'd tell it didn't go all the way out.
So we need to give ourselves enough time for that. I haven't got a huge amount to say other than it's just a normal day. It's another Saturday afternoon race, just like our races anywhere in the world. And I think for most of us, we should be just sailing as we have been up to now. I think we've been good on the boat handling. We just need to keep the same level of intensity. It is only one race, so we've got to give it all. You know, don't hurt yourself, but we've got to go hard all the way. I'll be disappointed if I'm not tired by the end of the day, and I suppose we all feel a bit like that. We've got to, even if it's light, it's going to be quite hard work. But that's really all I've got to say. If we need to get out the rig, then oh shit, did the other harness come on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably me or John, and we need to do that in reasonable time. I guess first or second spreaders is probably enough, isn't it? I don't think I want to go any higher, and you better pick a better pick a big halliard if I'm going up.
Just above the goose deck. Is there no spare harness? There is.
Yeah, I'll go and check out. Yeah. Okay. That's about it from me. John?
Does everybody have a good idea of what's happening weather-wise, or do we need to go through that? Yeah.
I won't show you any charts or anything, but basically what we've got is a big high-pressure ridge all right through the area. The gradient wind here is very, very light. This easterly we've got now from here is definitely a cold drainage wind off the land, and you can very, very cold wind just coming down over the warmer water, which is why it's foggy. So we expect this wind to die almost certainly as the day goes on here, and the gradient wind is from this direction, so it's like this, 200 right now, between 3 and 6 knots, and we expect that to build towards 8. But it's very, very variable. The gradient is quite light and fluky, so as time goes on this will die, and we think the breeze is going to come from this 200 direction. There could be a little bit of a shift to the right as the day goes on. We don't think there's going to be any rain or particularly any cloud. When we look inland, we will see a lot of cumulus. You can see it in here. A lot of that's just all the rain that's been left over from the last few days. It's very easy to get the cloud going. So basically it's a light day. I'd put the chances of seeing more than 10 knots at fairly slim. Certainly 15 knots is extremely unlikely. Nothing particularly huge in the shifts, other than if the course sets up how we think it will, the top mark is going to be up in this area towards this headland over here. And there are 2 or 3 bays around there which are quite tricky, so we could see it puffy and shifty towards the top mark, but fairly simple, and I think it's very easy to be deceived by this wind speed. I really think it's a light air day. Not too much else than that. The only if we were out here a very long time, later in the day, we might see some cloud build from the right-hand side here, and you could see a more westerly type breeze come in at 15 knots, but that would be after 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. I don't think that's going to happen any sooner. And I think it's as simple as that.
Do you have an outside or inside? Outside.
Is this drainage wind now stronger than you expect?
No, not at all. I was worried yesterday that we'd get deceived by it. I said yesterday I thought there might be 12 knots here this morning, and you know, it's very easy to be deceived. But from an 80-90 wind direction, there's no doubt it's drainage. And this you know, little misty thing here is just cold air sinking down over slightly warmer water. Although it's hotter today, the inland temperature isn't forecast to get above 16 or 17. The sea temperature here right now is 16, in the harbour it's 17, outside it's about 15 and a half, so the differential isn't very much. So although there's sun, it's actually not very warm, so the sea breeze thing isn't that likely. But sort of from this direction over here. And the race course we feel could be quite tight back down in this part of the bay rather than further out. We sort of see it being from down in here up towards this headland, if the breeze sets up as expected.
Steve, if we get if this drainage wind starts slackening off and we go back to the gradient, is there going to be a transition, a glassy transition, do you think?
It's hard to know. I mean, I think there's two things happen. The first thing is this drainage wind will die, and that's purely, it just runs out of air inland. There's just nothing left, and I think it will go lighter, and then you'll see this breeze in here. But the change in direction isn't so big that you couldn't see it actually move around.
Right.
The last time we were out here 2 days ago, in here we had a 120 wind direction, and as we moved out, it went to 190 without any major transition, and that was in 6 knots of wind. So I think you might see that trend. You know, if we started early and we thought this wind was too far left of like a 160, as you go out, almost certainly it will go right as you get out the bay. I think it will even now, even this early outside here, I think you'll find much more of a southerly direction as you get towards the island.
Thank you.
We've got a top mark boat moving around, and people are in there if we need to ask questions of them.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in touch with Juan and Willie, who are up at the top mark.
Yep.
And then Duncan, who's at the jibe mark.
Yep.
And then Magnus and Derek, who will be on the roving, starting area boat, and then they're going to go up the right hand or the opposite side of the jibe mark.
Yep.
So we have plenty of information up the track, but as usual we're open to input, and but let's try to make it useful communication on board, and if let's not try to speak over other people and raise our level of communication. In general, I think a quiet boat is going to be a fast boat, and speaking to other boats, in the heat of the moment, again, we want to try and limit it to Tim and myself, and nobody else, screaming or speaking to the other boats. One thing, just kind of off the top of the head that's come to me is, at times we may be calling for a bow call, so let's be aware of that, of overlaps coming into a bottom mark or a top mark, I'd say more likely at a top mark there might be some type of overlap, because the boats are all going to be going the same speed. So let's be loud and clear on that. And no, but just like what Neil says, it's just another day of like what the training we've been doing. I think we're well prepared for it. These bottom mark timings, I wrote here on my hand and for the quick glance, but one thing is I can envision myself getting too wrapped up with some of the other boats going into the bottom mark, so Tim, you may have to chime in and help, and just remind you that counting down that time when Steve's up forward is really helpful.
And on that, just ask me if I forget, if I'm not doing it frequently enough.
I'll badge you pretty hard for that.
How long?
And yeah, and what was interesting the other day was when the conditions weren't right or the timing was wrong, and you just have to take over, John.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm like the only one who can really see
just hold or whatever.
Yeah.
That was cool. I haven't got anything else really. Have you, Tim?
Mainly just one thing is just to kind of stay on top of the trimming. Guillermo and Bingo to talk maybe a bit more than we have seen. Keep that conversation going, basically, especially with the big jib. And just need to keep a good look on the targets and whether we're actually achieving targets or not. And just keep the conversation going about other boats on the start line and whether we're close to somebody else. So you get a better idea of trim, basically.
Or just to clear out the spectators, you know what I mean?
Expected the easterly winds dying.
exclusion marks.
Yeah.
race committee are a bit confused how to set up the course, and I think they'll just go back to the course until the Group 3 settles in. So we're in for a reasonable wait, I'd imagine.
¿Hay una llamada, Miguel? ¿San Miguel?
That's cute.
So JK, right now that top marked boat would pick the left for us. They think it's lighter in under the land and lighter under the island, generally better pressure left.
Fair way to go, just come straight into the wind.
Who's that?
Loose.
7:30.
There isn't a lot of room, is there?
Good speed all the time, okay guys?
I'll watch the guys behind. Traveler up. We're racing, I think, dude. Traveler up, please. We're racing. We're late. We're late.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Don't over trim it, man. We're really parked here, guys. Little twist there, Dingo.
Board coming up.
Just, can we go? You gonna?
Okay.
Yep, come on, put your hand up. Yep, very heavy, lifting in the head slow. Just nice angle there, really nice.
Late. I think we need some twist in this thing.
Car up, please.
Nice start, Tim. It is. It's a fucking glamour.
Okay, little trim on.
Glamour.
Coming up now. Coming at you, Dingo.
Just
Back your keel, Tim.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, a little bit more rumble, please.
fucking glamour.
Okay, pressure in the head slow, just don't sit shy on it there, Tim, no higher.
At the moment, all the gates
Okay,
are
hold the
on.
runner.
Nobody's over. 30.
It's coming back left. Looks like we got. Let's look up the track a little bit, guys.
Okay, still going a little bit softer in the head slow. Okay, that's a nice angle there, Tim.
What do you got for time, Steve-O? Decent pressure this way, huh?
Wide open in the sail now.
Yeah.
Pressure in the jib. Pressure building in the jib.
Say that again?
And straight ahead to the right.
Yeah.
Just going to triple up a little bit here, Tim. Okay, hold that. Fine on the jib there, Tim. And still caving on the head saw at the moment. Keep going, what's that, Lack? Keep going, Okay.
Sorry.
Whatever you want, yeah. Still caving on the head saw.
Tuck in here, guys.
Don't forget the main.
It's like righty and the right.
Yeah.
Consistent here. I can't tell the direction. It's slightly more consistent.
Yeah, it
on the
looks a
left.
little bit better left. But I'm worried about them going all the way and then.
doesn't look that much better. I mean, it just looks slightly more consistent. That's all.
Take it up. Plus, we think there's better pressure left, so I don't mind a higher mode if you can do it. You know what I mean? Edging on the higher side.
Moment. It's going to hook into a bit more pressure and
Lightening off a little bit here. Then you've got pressure coming back on the bow in about a minute. Work your way up. Stop the top, no more for a while.
Brazil sagging in underneath of us.
Easy boys, easy. Go two. Coming up. Yeah, go,
Travis lead off.
Hold there, it's hot.
okay, guys. Here now. Port board down, please.
Port board down.
And watch, let's not hit this anchor. Just have one. Fuck. Nearly ripped it on those. Nearly. Because the jib spreaders or battens were fucking. I thought it was going to be ripped. I got visual. It's just to the left of this rubber boat.
Coming on to us here, guys.
If the wind heads, it's safe. It's going to be gnarly getting caught too high and light, you know what I mean? I think down here we're going to have righty, down there it may turn into lefty, so we may get lighter and lifted.
That's cool.
Come up, I've got nothing in the chute. Nothing in the chute, mate.
It's time to throw around dirty hands.
Yep, be patient, be patient. Nice, really nice turn.
Hold, that's really nice. Keep that gust, it'll be nice. Line at the moment, another gust building, mate.
Yeah, it's coming, but it's still 10 away.
Here we go.
You have to sail up to it. So you should start feeling it now. It's not a big increase.
Okay, just come on a little bit.
Now, I think.
Okay, hold that. Hold that.
That's that thing, go.
Okay, it's nice.
There's a little more to come.
Just getting in the chute now.
There's a little bit more to come here over the next 15.
Yeah, that's really nice.
2.4.
Yep. Watch the keel. I want to go the other way with it.
Go,
Trim on here, please.
Come on, Main. Go, Main. Main, Main, Main. Let's go, Main. Keep coming, Main. 2, 1, stop. I'm just gonna hold tight here for a second.
No, it's okay.
Stand by, guys. Just be ready. Okay, let's go. Board down.
Okay.
Dirty air for moving, sir.
Easy. Okay, so take slack. Easy, baggy, easy.
Coming to you.
Okay, man, you know a little bit. Okay, it's good for the moment.
Okay, really nice here, nice angle. Little trim on, just a basic. Okay, hold that.
Put me on slow speed, Richard, please. Okay, starting the turn here. Well off. No, I'm going to do that here. Yeah, starting to go here.
I got it. See, the tower, let's see the, huh?
Just to the right of the building on the background on the island.
Right, yeah. Just under.
Stay here, over target.
Runner coming down here.
Yeah, it's just a half volt. Yeah, it's still a light again. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking that. It's going to be light for at least a minute. Yeah, it's not.
Get it up!
Jib down, jib down.
Go one, go one. Easy.
Just have one, just have one there.
Easy, boys.
We are clear to John!
Fucking hell. That was loud and clear.
So you got guests in the back?
Okay, hold. Really light here.
Yeah.
Great start, and you know, we got out to a nice early lead, and it was all really from the start, and we were going the right way. Got a little more wind, got a nice advantage on the fleet, so we were able to be conservative, and great crew work today. Perfect.
Okay, hold. Nice pressure in the ship. Really nice, guys.
Well, as we thought, the start was the most important thing of the race, and between Tim and John, they did a great job and nailed it. And from then on in, the race was over, basically. Clearly, I'm pleased with the speed, I'm pleased with the crew work, and most of all, I'm pleased with the team. Sponsors, shore crew, everybody, PR crew, the whole lot. It's just fantastic. Good start to the season.
It's been a lot about choices, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell too much today on boat speed because the winds were light. They were kind of a little fluky. We started really nicely, so it's difficult to make any conclusions, but clearly I'm pleased, very pleased.
Tell me a bit about the start. Was it crucial in the beginning?
Absolutely. If we didn't nail that start, it would be hard work, and I think you look behind you and you didn't see many place changes. Basically, whoever came off the line first was going to win.
So that means that the other boats have equal speed as well? So.
I think so. I don't think there's a huge difference in speed. It's very difficult to make any assumptions from what we saw today, but I'm happy with ours, that's for sure.
Tell me about the boat itself. You happy the way it flew?
Felt great. Yeah, it felt great. No problems.
And tell me a bit about how it went with John and you in there.
John's cool. I mean, without a doubt, I've always known he's the right man to get, and today just proves it to me.
If you had to put your success on one thing, would it be like selecting the right people to work with you?
I think it's the whole team. It's not just one person, it's the whole team. It's amazing that it's all coming together, and you know, we've got a long way to go. It's a very small race in a huge 31,000 mile race, but it's nice to start well, that's for sure.
Are you proud of the short team?
I'm immensely proud. The boat preparation has been superb. Everything worked beautifully.
One last thing about the whole campaign, how it's been going right now. I mean, you have the right support and all this?
Yeah, we're very pleased. It's fantastic to see Ericsson out there on the support boats, hearing those cheers at the end. It makes it all worthwhile.
The boat was fairly calm.
I think it was calm. We've done a lot of inshore practice, which has seemed to pay off. But equally, it's easy to be calm when you're in the lead.
Hey Jace. That's great. Wonderful, mate. That's fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
Well done, Dave, right? She's a beautiful boat, mate.
Good job.
Well, you're good too.
It was wonderful.
I think they'll attract a lot more sponsors to future events, and I think they are a big sponsor attraction, which will be great for sailing. They're hard work for us because it's a compromise for turning an offshore boat into an inshore boat, and it's a whole lot of extra work for the crew, shore team, and everybody else. But I think it's going to prove to be a great success.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. It seemed to be slippery enough, particularly upwind, which was good. So yeah, it feels good.
How did that feel to compare it to the other boats for the first time?
It's always nice, and it's been a big worry because you always wonder the differences and everything. And of course, we shouldn't get too excited because it's very light air, and I think we know that we knew the Ambro boats would struggle in the light and probably be quick in heavier air. So it's nice for us, but it's certainly not. We shouldn't get too excited.
Winning boat, right?
Yeah.
This leg, how does that feel?
Fantastic, really short race, but you know, it's the first points on the board for this Volvo race, and it's a really nice feeling to be out in front. You know, we don't really gauge too much from our speed, but we certainly felt really comfortable. I think the guys did a good job, and there's been a lot of stress in the last week getting ready. It's just really nice to get that out of the way, and you know, for it not to be a bad result here, and those points will count, they all count, so we're delighted to have put that one away. It wasn't blowing very hard, but it doesn't need much wind to make this boat. It's quite hard work. So no, all round good effort, good job from everybody.
Communication went well on board from what I was seeing.
Yeah, no, it's very good. We're very lucky we made the right choice in having John Kostecki on board. Really cool, you know, kind of knew what we wanted the whole time. Tim did a great job at the start, and we've all sailed together before, you know, and the practice we did inshore was 4 days when we could have been sailing offshore, so it's a difficult juggle, but you know, we're pleased we did it. Everything went pretty well, you know. There's a few things to learn and a couple of mistakes made, but hopefully the debrief will put that right. But all in all, boys have done a fantastic job. Big thanks to our shore team as well. Done a huge job to get us here. Really cool.
They're the guys behind you.
Everybody's a huge part of this team, and there's a massive effort gone in, especially in the last few weeks. And you know, like I say, we're just delighted to the first few points, and you know, we're the right end of them, and we just something to build from. It's you know, we're all, as you can tell, we're delighted.
Be still, guys.
Times are at the back if you want them.
Great. Great. Yeah, it turned out to be perfect. Good shot.
Nice
Amazing
start.
to
It was
see
all the
all
start.
the guys
You know what I mean? It's
working
fuck.
together and performing.
It's critical.
Good. Good start. Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do you have visual? Where's the pressure?
Looks more solid that side, John, but I mean, not much different. No real change. Run it down, please.
El premio a su patrón, Paul Callard. Paul Callard. Troven Grail. And the crew, Adrian Carlin, Alan Adler, Andre Fonseca, Andy Micklejohn, Kiko Pelicano, Joel Sicorini, Marcello Ferreira, Martin Carter, Judy Bermudez, Stuart Wilson.
Yeah, ha sido fantástico, hemos salido bien, hemos hecho una buena regata siempre delante de la flota y bueno, no esperábamos que fuera tan fácil y escaparnos. La verdad es que ha sido todo decisivo en la salida, ¿no? Y bueno, hemos ganado esta inshore, lo cual no quiere decir gran cosa tampoco, quedan un montón de millas, un montón de regatas, pero bueno, siempre es bueno empezar con un primero.
Was that Spanish? That was Spanish?
Sí.
Let's do it in Catalan.
Bueno, ha sigut la primera regata inshore, l'hem guanyat. La veritat és que ha sigut de tot decisiu a la sortida. Hem fet una bona sortida i bueno, hem estat davant tot el rato i hem anat agafant avantatge.
Aquest triomf no vol dir tampoc res, queden encara 32.000 milles de regata, queden moltes regates inshore, moltes etapes i bueno, és una mica, pues, sempre va bé començar a davant, no? Però no vol dir res guanyar aquesta d'això, encara queda molt.
Ja, vi lyckas vinna det här första importracet. Det var riktigt kul för det visar att vi kan och vill. Framförallt så gjorde vi en väldigt bra start, vilket gjorde att det var ganska lättseglat idag. Att man ledde från start till mål och vinden gjorde att det var betydligt lättare att göra så. Så att, det var en toppen dag ute på havet. Det tog ett tag innan vinden fyllde i så klockan är rätt mycket, men det är underbart.
Congratulations, man. Well done.
Thanks.
And I got back and forth with that button, so I started to sort of turn it off when I...
Yeah. And always tempted to move to another country.
Yeah.
Where the cities are by the sea. It's fantastic.
We have a winner. This is a prize to go with the Ericsson boat, to go with His Royal Highness the Prince of Sweden. It's 34,636,984,305. Is that person still here? We have a winner. Wonderful. If you do well, you may very well be invited to stay on for the whole race. This is your certificate, and do well, because we want to be at first over the finish line tomorrow. Thank you. Congratulations.
So how do you feel about that?
I feel extremely excited.
You happy to be here?
Very happy.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
We've been waiting for the wind. The race has been postponed for, I don't know, like an hour or something like this. And everyone is looking for the wind. I'm very excited to race today. I don't think I will have the chance to be on board tomorrow. So I want it to happen today.
So how did you feel when you won the prize?
I couldn't believe it. I was reading my phone number. This was a SMS raffle, and I thought like, no, and I had to read it 3 or 4 times to be sure it was my number.
Do you know many people would like to be here right now?
I think many people would pay lots of money to be here. I'm extremely happy.
I want to say thank you to Ericsson.
Absolutely. This is an amazing opportunity for someone that loves sailing like me, and it feels great to be hosted by a company that believes in the values of sailing. It's a great pleasure and an honor for me to be with all this crew, fantastic, young and positive crew. I really thank you, all the team of Ericsson, and well, let's hope for the best for the race. I think we will win. Well, it's been fantastic to be lucky to be on board, and it's a great feeling to see all this crew working together to win the race. It's a fantastic experience for me. I think it's a great start for them, and this is bringing more motivation for the rest of the race that is just starting next week, I guess. Great feeling. It was a nice teamwork. Beautiful to see.